I love being a student of something and chasing that perfection, regardless of that result, that if it's gold, I just want to cross that finish line and not regret one single action I did in that race. My name's Oksana Masters, and I compete in paracycling. 2008 is where I actually learned about the Paralympic Games, and I set my whole sights to make it, and I did not make those games. But it was in that moment that I realized how bad I really wanted to make it and represent Team USA, and moved away from home and committed everything. And at that time, I was a rower. And since then, I've transitioned to a lot of different sports. I can't decide which sports, I just do them all. It just so happens I've had an incredible team around me that have helped me bring home medals for Team USA. So when I got into sports, it was when I was 13. I was born in Ukraine, and I moved around 3 different orphanages. And the last specific orphanage was the worst one, and the one I was really lucky to get out of. And my mom literally saved my life. When I was 13, I suppressed a lot of things that I experienced in Ukraine, in the orphanages, that I didn't know how to verbalize and how to say it, and I was afraid to say it, because it just makes everything more real. And it was a time all those memories were coming back. I just moved to a different state, and I was just told I was gonna have to amputate my second leg. So there was a lot of things that I felt like were taken away from me, and I didn't know how to process. And when the minute I got on that boat and pushed away from the dock, that's how I processed everything. I didn't have to talk, and I just pulled on the oars and released all the anger. And for me, I say a lot of times that it was my way to scream without physically screaming out loud to the world. And when I'm training and when I'm out riding and training for Paris, and my rides are 4-hour, 5-hour long, I zone out. A lot of times I'm going back to those darker moments to process everything. And it helps me regain power in those moments of my life I did not have power of my body and myself. And to this day, sports for me, it's therapy. I'll always be active because that's the power of sports. There's so much. It can heal your body physically, but also emotionally and mentally. I'm working with Sisters in Sports, and that's helping. It's basically creating a sisterhood where for girls and women with disabilities that are wanting to get into sports, but also just helping them have a network of sistering up, so like being mentors and helping them in their sports and helping them in adjusting to their bodies and finding ways to see power and their strength in that.
Oksana Masters has really decided to put the heat on.
I think like one of the most impactful things I have ever really experienced or felt was I got a message, this was a long time ago now, I got a message from a mom on social media, and her daughter was 13 and she had one prosthetic leg, and she saw my story and saw a picture with me showing my legs, which is something that it took me literally all of 28 years of my life to finally get comfortable to show my prosthetic legs and not hide the things that made me me. And she saw that and saw the story, and the next day, she chose to go to school in a dress, showing her leg. She didn't say anything to her mom or anything. And I think that is something that, for me, it's those moments off the field and you just being authentically you, not knowing how it's gonna impact someone and help them by being me and being seen and not hide the things that I struggle to love about myself sometimes. That and just helping more girls getting into more sports and staying in sports too.